What is up, ladies and gentlemen? CJ the Cheese DJ here, and we are back with another Warhammer video for you guys today. And today, it is the Mighty Lizardmen versus the horrendous undead, the vampires. Now guys, we're here playing as the Lizardmen. We've got our friend Hewitt's playing as the vampires, and we're just going to briefly go over our army. So we've got a couple of Cold One Riders out on the flanks over here, ready to charge, but we didn't actually notice the Blood Knights of our opponent, so that's going to be a big biggie. We then have a front line of Saurus Spears, just anti-large, just acting as chaff for our army. Behind them, we then have two groups of Saurus Warriors, and then we have the Star Chamber Guardians, the Regiment of Renowned, Temple Guard, and we then have two Feral Bastiladons. For their cost, they cause terror. They might help with the vampires, although I don't think these guys are affected by terror. But we get in there and they do a pretty solid job. We then also have Lord Croak on his floating chair. He's just going to be delivering some pizzas with his deliverance of Eater, and he's going to do some serious damage against the undead. We then also have a Salamander hunting pack, as well as the Umbral Tide, the ROR of the Salamanders. And leading the army, we've got Croakgar here up on his Carnosaurus. So let's get this match underway. For our opponent, he's got quite a big army. Oh, we also have the Pterodon Riders over here as well behind the Vanguard deployed behind them. So my opponent, he's got two groups of Can Wraiths, Scythe Infantry. They are ethereal, so the only ones that are really going to do a lot of damage to them are our Temple Guard, which is the main reason why we bought them for any of those ethereal units he had. He does also have, I think, a couple of groups of Crypt Horrors. Yeah, two groups of the Crypt Horrors, so one here, one here. He then has a front line of Grave Guard, Skeleton Warriors, and I'm pretty sure he's got some zombies mixed in here somewhere. Nope, just Graveguard and Skeleton Warriors. He also has a Mortis engine, which is a real big baddie, because we need to shut that down ASAP, because it does apply the continuous leeching damage as well as heal. He then also has the Red Duke up on a Zombie Wyvern, ready to deal some mad damage. This guy's going to be crazy. And over here he does have a group of Black Knights as well as Blood Knights, which are anti-large, and they are just going to destroy our Cold One Riders. So you can already see over here that these guys are hot in battle. Our Cold One Riders are definitely outmatched here. Against the Black Knights, they probably could handle them, but the Blood Knights with their anti-large spears, like, look at that. They're just going to shred right through these guys. So let's get over to the main fight, which is over here. Here we go. And you can see that we're still slowly surging forward. We do decide to send our Saurus Spears straight ahead into the Crypt Ghouls. These guys are large models, so the Saurus Spears will get a little bit of an extra damage against them. But he does send in the Skeleton Warriors to intercept them. The Lizardmen should be able to charge through them, which we do manage to do, and get into the Crypt Ghouls. But you can see here he does have some Graveguard coming up as well to support. He's going to try getting them flanked around so that we're surrounded in order to get the battle. But here comes the big battle. The Skeleton Warriors, the Saurus getting into battle there. Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. Lobbing spears flying from above. We've got another group of the Saurus Warriors coming in, and here is the big fight. Croakgar and the Mortis engine. We need to shut that down ASAP if we've got any chance of winning this fight, because this thing is just going to tear our troops apart and just heal his troops like crazy. Up in the skies over here, we've got the Pterodon Riders fighting the Red Duke. We kind of just had them up there to act as a sort of distractment so we could shut down this Mortis engine, because if he came over here and helped out the Mortis engine, there was no way we were going to shut that down. We've got the Umbral Tide and the Salamander hunting pack firing in on the Skeletons and the Graveguard, and you can see here we've got a group of flanking Graveguards coming into the rear of our Saurus Spears, ready to shut them down, doing some damage. Now we've got over here Deliverance of Pizza, dropping that on some Can Wraiths. We do scoop quite a lot of them. Pretty much all of them. I think that was the whole unit wiped out, actually. Yeah, that was the whole unit. Yeah, because he had two of them. So we did manage to wipe out a whole unit of the Can Wraiths, which is great because Lord Croak does deal magic damage as well. But you can see here we've got a group of Hex Wraiths back here. We sent our Feral Bastiladon to try and intercept them. Didn't do too well for him. You can see the balance of power isn't really in our favor at the moment. It's tipping towards my opponent, mainly because of this Mortis engine. Once this Mortis engine gets shut down, I reckon it will start slowly ebbing forward. Now you can see our Salamanders are caught up in the Hex Wraiths. We didn't do a very good job of defending them there. Another Deliverance of Pizza dropping, taking out the rest of those Can Wraiths though. They just get absolutely demolished. A little bit of friendly fire from the Salamanders over here, but that's okay. And you can see the Red Duke is slowly coming into battle. We also have the Feral Bastiladon coming in to try and intercept these Hex Wraiths in order for our Sallies to get away. In terms of the front line, the Temple Guard are here supporting everything now. Croakgar is here. The White Knight is White Knight? Yeah, that's what he's... White King, sorry, is doing quite a bit of work here. He's taken on Krotka, and he is a pretty good matchup for Krotka. But we do switch our Sallies onto the Red Duke. Main reason we bought 2 groups of the Sallies is because the undead are slightly more susceptible to fire damage, so it is going to deal a little bit more damage. But you can see here, our Saurus Spears and Warriors are definitely handling these Skeleton Warriors fine. The Graveguard are posing a little bit of a threat, but nothing crazy. Like, I do think in terms of stats, the Saurus Warriors are actually, okay, they're a little bit weaker than the Graveguard. The Graveguard has slightly more armor, but you can see here, Krogar is on full health. The White King has, where is the White King? He's in there. He's still pretty solid as well. Temple Guard, Star Chamber Guardians are in here fighting. Although, to be fair, we kind of bunched them up a bit too much. That was a bit of a mistake on my part. And we do suffer a big breath attack over here. On the flanks, you can see here we have lost this battle. 4 units against 1 unit is going to be a big tussle. We do kind of forget about our Cold One Riders, and it looks like our opponent also forgets about his Blood Knights. Starts moving them there, though. And Lord Croak is slowly getting beaten down. Like, he's taking a lot of damage. Our units are starting to rout as well. Mainly because of, I think, the White King and just army losses. Like, the Vampires just have so many units. As well as that breath attack that we copped from the Red Duke and his Dragon did a lot of damage to us. But we've got the Pterodon Riders up here helping out with the groups over here. Our frontline units are sort of holding. It's only really this group here and this flank over here that has suffered. Our Riders are back. You can see on the map they're there, but we did kind of forget about them. And these Blood Knights are targeting the Bastiladon, which is a good pick because they do have the anti-large. Right now, though, we are just trying to get our Umbral Tide and Salamander Hunting Pack online, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, they have routed, but we have forgotten about them. And you can see here our other Pteranodon Riders are retreating, and all our central pocket right here is just going down the drain. But we've got Krogar here. He's just shredding through everything. He does have the anti-large buff, but, you know, he does great against units. Now you can see there, Lord Croak did just die, I think. No, he's still alive. I think we've got one more Deliverance of Pizza left in us, though. We're just saving it up right now for the final battle because, trust me, there is going to be one. And here he comes, the Red Duke, coming into battle with Krogar. Now I can tell you who will win this fight. Krogar will hands down win this fight. The anti-large bonus that he has. Oh my god! I actually have not seen that animation before. That was sick. And you can see here my opponent switches the White King over to help the Red Duke out. But we will be able to stomp him into the ground. You can see that he just took about 500 points of damage from Krogar's attack and another 500 there. The Red Duke getting into battle with Krogar is definitely not something you want to do. Krogar does have that anti-large and he will shut down the Red Duke just like that. And already the Red Duke is getting routed. 100 health. Just like that, the Red Duke goes down in a matter of seconds and Krogar gets the final blow. Red Duke goes down and you can see the balance of power is starting to ebb back into our favor. So guys, let's take a look at the overall battlefield, see what we got going on. So my opponent does have a pretty, I mean, not a big pocket, but a substantial pocket here. This is probably where the main forces of his are, but you can see we've got a couple of units that had routed coming back. And right now, all he has is the White King in order to lead his troops for leadership. Otherwise, they will start crumbling and we're pretty much going to win this fight. We've got some Cold One Riders coming back in. They're going to get a rear charge on these Grave Guards. Going to do pretty much cause them to rout, I think. Yeah, you can see there their leadership drops. Krogar is taking on this White King once again. The White King, he's a pretty good duelist. He's armored and shielded. His weapon strength is a little bit lower. You can see Krogar has 557. So he definitely knows how to bring them hurt. Lord Croak here as well is just a solid hold in the ground sort of dude. I do think we drop another Deliverance of Pizza over here. I can't remember. But right now, Krogar is just trying to kill this White King. You know, once we kill this White King, the rest of the zombies will just crumble and it'll be smooth sailing from there on in. You can see the balance of power is still in our favor. This central pocket is getting pretty much defeated with our Bastiladon and the Cold One Riders getting into it. You know, that rear charge did a number and you can see that these guys are all crumbling. We see this and we get Krogar in here and we're like, alright, let's just finish this. Let's just get this over and done with. Krogar comes in, he's bringing the steel tail along. He's ready to just slam into these undead and just wipe them out. You can see there, boom, rams straight through them all. Now the Temple Guard are fighting the White King, I believe, and they will do a substantial amount of damage to him. And just like that, we do manage to get the win. So guys, let's take a look at the total kill tally. And you can see here that my opponent's Blood Knights definitely were worth their gold there. They did a lot of damage. We did pretty good. Our Saurus Spears and Warriors and stuff like that, they were mainly going up against the Skeleton Warriors, And you can see here they got wiped out, whereas the Graveguard did have about half of the health left, but that's why they racked up so many kills, same as the Star Chamber Guardians. Our Ancient Sallies, I wasn't really happy with how they performed, but that was pretty much my fault because I didn't manage them well enough. Same goes for the Cold One Riders, but Lord Croak, always a great pick to bring along to these fights because you just clears chaff so easily, so quickly. Any of the vampires, any of the zombies, anything like that, the Vampire Coast, Lord Croak can just shred through them. Same for like Bretonnia and their peasants. He's just such a good pick for these sort of factions that rely on really cheap chaff to get through and just weaken. Mortis Engine, I'm really glad we shot that down as well. But guys, that's going to wrap up the video today. So let me know what you thought of this one down below in the comments. Let me know whether or not you enjoyed it. But other than that, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.